I wanted to put this up there for you so you can understand what this word means. Now we're going to go through it. But first, let me show you what all y'all are missing. And when I say all y'all, let me show you. Such as this, these, you, and we're going to address this. Now, I told y'all, every time y'all say something dumb, go back and listen to the parts in this video, then you might understand before you make a dumb decision to look dumb online. So let me replay those 3 parts for you. This is us, and blah, 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 and all that other stuff, right? Cool, he did this. But this is one thing that they didn't do for y'all that I'm going to do for you right now. Did you catch it? I'm going to do something that all those other videos didn't do, right? Now watch this. One time. See that? Bam. Bam. Did you catch that? Exactly what it shows. Did you notice it didn't say Powhatan? You actually should have seen this because didn't you send me this? This is your proof video and this is Powhatan's father. Look at those words down there. At any point you didn't ask yourself, well, what do those words say? Nah. Now go back to that first word, gullible. Let's continue and listen to this last part very carefully. Ain't from VA or don't come here. Please don't use this as your profile saying this is somebody's dad. Now you see why I started off this video like this? Seems familiar, right? But let's look at what you did.
His daughter, right? Now this is a letter written by that man, John Smith, in 1608 about Powhatan, and it says, Powhatan, more like a devil than a man, with some 200 more as black as himself.
All right, let's put it up. You know, this is actually pretty cool, but let me ask you something. Gullible. Do you see that on the bottom? It's called a reference, right? So before you do something like this, why don't you actually pull up the book and then read it? I got you. Hold on. So there we go. 2 days after, Powhatan having disguised himself. Disguised. Why would you write disguised? Look up top. They're talking about they're being painted. So here's another thing, right? You're not black. They're saying that they're black. So how would this be you if you're not black? I can never understand that. It's like y'all switching. I'm black, I'm not black, whatever, we'll go. But here's something else in that book. In the same book, it's telling you to paint their bodies, faces, and idols, which makes them look like blackamoors. So it also tells you about paint. But here, it even gets deeper than this. Hold on. In your same book, they make illustrations of the Indians. So this is what you said, that's y'all, right? Look at them. Hold on. That's the chief right there. Is this y'all too? This is what y'all look like? And you can't say anything. This is your source that you pulled up. Look at how they look. Look at how they look. Let me guess, this is yours too, huh? See that picture? There's more. So these are the black people, right? Gullible. Let's continue. This is another image. It's from James White that was actually there prior to Pocahontas or Matoka. Look at how they look. So this is y'all too? Okay. Look, Virginia Algonquin man. And you want to hear something funny? See, when you actually travel and go places, you might find out something like this. So you can turn your phone sideways, but this is actually at the museum, not the Virginia Historical Society. I'm not sure what you was thinking. But let's continue on because I'm going to get into this. Hold on.
Back closer to that time period, they depicted him like this because he was a big black man, right? And even today, at the Virginia Historical Society in Richmond, Virginia, they have this depiction of Powhatan. I know that they have changed the plaque and they may be calling him a tobacco Indian, but because I actually know a Powhatan member that made it clear this was actually Chief Powhatan that he was trying to depict.
Now this is what makes everything so funny. You said that a member of the Powhatan told you this. Wouldn't it be the Pamunkeys? Because that's who's up there. But members of the Powhatan. Okay, cool. So then how about this, right? You saw the plaque. It wasn't on there. Where'd you get the information from? Because he was a big black man? You're not black. Or that's what a lot of y'all say. But let me show you something, because I actually covered this before. You can actually go back to my videos and check that video out. This was in March. Same statue. And then also in this video, notice, if you watch it, they never tell you what's on this thing. They just said that it's the father. But watch this. When that video was circling around, you could have literally went to the Virginia Museum of History, and it tells you what it is right there. And if you read this, no mention of Powhatan. It's crazy. And you see, I even wrote that in the bottom. And the only thing that can probably, for you, wouldn't understand is they lumped Indians and blacks together. Notice, Indians and blacks. That's two separate groups of people. You actually got to read history to understand that instead of being gullible. Let's continue.
It's kind of hard to have that father and not yourself also be what you would consider a black person today. You know, Indians were always considered black. Now, this is a picture of Pocahontas that actually sits in at the Capitol, in the rotunda at the Capitol. And before you start trying to say I'm lying and I'm making it up, here's a government site from the architect at the Capitol.
Let me just stop you. For all the lookership y'all do, right? We know that everyone has different shades and different complexions. Even if you change the complexion of this, look at the freaking hair and the phenotype, my man. What y'all gonna say? Oh, that look just like my aunt. It look like my grandma. But let's do this. Virginia Museum again. Do you know who this is? Read that. The Only Life Portrait of Pocahontas. 1595 to 1617. And the only credible image of her, right? So this was in 1616. So I like the painting that you did. What was the date of it? I know you don't ask no questions of that. Gullible. Let me show you. So you can go, look at the very top. So there's the picture. And as you keep going down, you know how the dates are going up, right? Because you said that all in this time frame, she was darker. As you can see, where's your picture at? Huh. Oh, snap, there it is. 1836. So that first picture when she went to Europe was actually before that. How come you ain't show that? You wanted that to fit your narrative, but you don't realize that even with the darker complexion, that's completely possible. Hair straight and all that stuff. But yeah, it probably reminds you of your aunt, sister, cousin, whoever else. Okay.
So I'm going to say this real quick. Like, for instance, look at this statue of Powhatan. You notice how they chipped away his nose? Well, whose noses do they always try to chip away, right? But let me say more about this. There is definitely a connection between...
Yo, I had to skip all the rest and got to that one because the rest of your video with Ali and stuff talking about the Maya in Honduras. Do you know where Honduras is? Do you know where Virginia is? Bring your open map and look. Because he's talking about connections from Powhatan, nothing but powder. That all must be powder or something. But anyway, how in the world is that picture, right? This one. Which family member of yours looks like this? And then you try to make the reference to shooting off the nose. Wasn't that the over in Egypt that happened to? So, but this is the black person, right? Man, look. What's wrong with y'all? Because this don't make no sense. Powhatan. Yeah, okay. And just in case, this is where the statue's at, bro. Ain't Virginia. And as a bonus, this is John White. This is his depiction of the Powhatans, right? When he was living there before. He's an artist. So instead of like hopping around to different places, why don't you actually do Virginia history and stick in Virginia history and stop trying to do whatever it is y'all trying to do, because simply, you ain't from Virginia. You ain't never been there. Go to the reservation and then live stream that. Peace.